it's John here, and welcome back to a brand new tutorial series. I'm going to be reviewing modded Minecraft, or different mods within Minecraft. And not just reviewed, we're going to be doing a mod tutorial. So we're going to start off with one of my favorite mods, and then we're going to kind of carry on through a bunch of different mods that I enjoy. And then eventually we'll start taking recommendations from you guys as far as mods you guys want to see reviewed. We're going to be basically showing you guys how to use these mods, not to their fullest extent, but pretty close. Like this one here that we're starting off with is actually a really big mod, and I don't know why I took it on, but it's Mystical Agriculture, and it has a lot involved in Mystical Agriculture. It's where you can grow things, including like diamonds and emeralds and stuff like that, as well as super OP armor. This isn't just the colors in the rainbow. This starts off with really good armor to really excellent armor from diamonds. So let's get right into it, show you guys how to use Mystical Agriculture. First thing you're going to need is a seed. Seeds. Simple seed. You guys know how to get seeds. You just go and punch grass. And then you're going to need to go and get yourself some Inferium Essence. This weird smoky looking, this stuff. Weird smoky looking stuff. And the way you get that is by killing mobs out in the world, like finding chickens or goats or whatever is in the mod pack that you happen to be in, or bad mobs, like creepers and skeletons and stuff like that, or by going underground and going mining for it. You can actually go and find chunks of it right here that are in the caves, and this stuff here actually drops a couple to like 3 or 4, I believe, per stone, and you only need like a stone pickaxe to get it. So you get this stuff and you end up getting Inferium Essence. And then what you do is really, really simple. You take the single seed and you wrap that in Inferium Essence, and you get yourself an Inferium seed. And then you start planting your seed. You take it and you go plop, and then you start growing little by little. Now, Inferium doesn't grow like carrots or potatoes or anything like that. It doesn't double when you harvest it. You only get one. And you don't get additional seeds from regular soil. You have to wait till you get Inferium soil, and I'll show you guys how to make that before you guys can get seeds from it. So what you need to do is still go out and harvest more animals or more stone if you don't feel like killing animals to get more seeds. And it's a little grindy, but honestly, the end game is so worth it. So then eventually you'll have, fields of it. This is the easiest way to grow it if this is the only mod you have on either your machine or on your server. And I'll put a link in the description below on where you can download this mod here, as well as some of the other mods I'm using in this particular tutorial. So I incorporated a few others like iron chests and botany pots over there, only because they're helpful with this mod. You don't have to use them. You can just use regular chests, and you can just use regular good old farming to grow these. But these are a little more helpful to make your process of Mystical Agriculture go a little faster. Anyway, so that's the basis of it. So then what you need to do from here is you need to harvest a buttload of this stuff, because like I said, the end goal is you want to make this. In order to make that, you need a lot of material, because it takes 4 Inferium Essence to get 1 Prudentium Essence. That's this darker green right here. And then 4 of those to make 1 Tertium. And then 4 Tertium to make 1 Imperium. And 4 Imperium to make 1 Supremium. And 4 Supremium to make 1 Insanium. That means you need 1,024 freaking Inferium to make 1 Insanium Essence. Now, mind you, you still need to make all these other bits in the meantime. So it's going to take a lot more than just this to make 1 piece of armor. That's a lot. That's how much Inferium you need. I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. It's a little grindy, but I'll show you how botany pots will help you with that shortly. And then we need to make things to make the Imperium, or the Inferium armor. Let's grab just the chest plate, right? We'll grab the chest plate. And we're going to make ourselves some prosperity gems. So we have 1 prosperity ingot, 1 prosperity gem. And in order to do that, you just take a diamond and you wrap it with these prosperity shards. And you get these prosperity shards the same way you get the Inferium Essence down in the mines, down in the tunnels, though. You have to find this material here and chip away. And you usually get between 2 and 4 per stone that you get. Roughly, it's usually 2. But you get 2 per stone that you chip away, unless you have like fortune on your pickaxe, which is super helpful later on. Yeah, you're looking for these, and there's a ton of it in the cave system. So don't fret, it's out there. You just have to go and look for it a little bit in the caves, which is a little dangerous, but nonetheless, it's easy to find. Anyway, so let's get back into here. So we made our prosperity gemstones. Now we're going to do the same thing with the iron. And there we go. So you know how to get diamonds. Obviously, you know how to get iron. That's your main source of the material. So the diamonds can be a little challenging because you have to go find enough diamonds to make the full armor and all the tools in order to get started on this. Plus, you need enough to make each individual upgrade for each individual piece. I know it sounds like a lot, guys, but there are actually a decent amount of diamonds that spawn in the modded world because of this upgrade. Because of mystical agriculture, you get more diamonds down in the caves. In order to make this the first level of material, which is the Inferium, you just put 2 Inferium Essence. And you would do the same for Prudentium, and the same for Tertium, and so on up the line. So that makes us 1 Inferium ingot. Look at that. Look at that. So now we're going to do it again. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and do all 3 pieces. So now we have 2 Inferium ingots, and then we're going to go ahead and put the Prosperity Gemstone in there, and that makes it Inferium Gemstones. Pretty simple. Then we take our diamond chest plate, and we put our gemstones on top and bottom, and our ingots left to right, and we get ourselves an Inferium chest plate. That's pretty cool. So that's a good start. So then you need to do the same thing for Prudentium, and so on up the line. So it does take, like I said, it takes a lot of material in order to do it, but it will be super handy and very, very worth it when you get towards the end. Now, how do you change the Inferium to Prudentium? And how do you change it to Tertium, and so on down? Well, there are 2 things that you can grab. There is a Master Infusion Stone, which is a little more expensive, or the regular Infusion Stone. And the regular Infusion Stone is also, it's not expensive, but it only lasts 1,000 uses. So you'll be able to use it for a few pieces of armor. But that's about it. It takes 1 diamond, and then you wrap that in the prosperity shards like we would to make a prosperity gemstone. But then we wrap that around with Inferium Essence, and that gives us an infusion crystal. And what that infusion crystal does is when we take that and we put that in the center there, and then we take 4 of these Inferiums, we get 1 Prudentium. So if I take the stack here, right? Let's grab a full stack. Hold on a second. And then we're going to make that kind of go in a star pattern like that. And that gives us, it's going to give us 16 Prudentium. So that's when we can upgrade this to Prudentium by grabbing the same gemstones. Okay, so we made enough prosperity stones and then prosperity gemstones or whatever. And we're going to make 2 of those and make 2 of those. And then we can take our Inferium chest plate and do the same thing, top and bottom, left and right with a Prudentium, and we get ourselves a Prudentium chest plate. And then you can do the same thing with this infusion crystal, and you can take your Prudentium and go do 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 do, and that makes Tertium, and so on up the line. You can keep doing that, but it only gave us 2 left over, so it would have given us 4 had we not used the pieces to make the Prudentium chest plate. But nonetheless, that you get the idea on how to upgrade the material. Let's see if we can grab more of this. See, this only has 982 uses now. So there we go. And then we're going to grab this and we're going to go do. 3, 4. And grab 1 of those. So that gives us what Imperium. You see how that works? Now you need 4 of those in order to make the Supremium. So it does get really, really expensive. Let's just go ahead and grab a bunch of Inferium. And then 5 of those. And then 1 Supremium. See how you can just constantly upgrade it? Now, you don't want to upgrade all your stuff to Supremium. You want to make sure you keep it as Prudentium and then upgrade it as you need it. Because, like I said, you're going to need to upgrade each one of these things for each tool and each piece of armor. Yes, that sounds like a pain in the butt, But like I said, it ends up being extremely valuable towards the end. Now, if you don't want this gemstone here, this, like I said, this only has 879 uses out of it now. It'll get broken really fast. But I'll use one of those for the first set of armor all the way to like Tertium before I start having enough material to make the other gemstone. Because the other gemstone can be a little expensive because it requires one Supremium gemstone, which requires 2 Supremium pieces plus the 4 Supremium. So it requires 6 Supremium to make one Master Infusion crystal, which is limitless. You can use it as many times as you want to, but it's very valuable. As soon as you can get it, I would get that, but I would wait till you got at least 1 piece of Supremium armor before you wasted the material to get this, and then use this later on. That is how you build up your armor. The next thing you're going to want to do is while you're growing these, you don't want to sit around and wait for it to grow. You can use bone meal to bone meal each piece and try to get it to grow, but what's easier to use is a watering can. A watering can, this will water a 1x1 space, which isn't a whole lot. You might as well use bone meal at that point. But you go ahead and make this with the 4 pieces of iron, a bowl, and 1 piece of bone meal. Then you can take this and you can surround it with this same setup here, which is the mystical fertilizer, 4 pieces of Inferium ingots, which is just iron, and you end up getting an Inferium watering can, which will water a 3x3 space. And then you can upgrade that. Oh, and to get the mystical fertilizer, you either need the fertilized essence, which you'll get later on. I'll show you how you get that, or you use bone meal. I just use bone meal. And then to upgrade that, you just need to wrap that with Prudentium, and then with Tertium, with Imperium, and then finally with Supremium, and you get the Supremium water can, which does an 11x11 space. And I swear it feels like a much larger space than 11x11. It'll water this whole area here with just by holding the can, and it grows really, really fast. Super freaking handy. You only need to fill it one time, and then it's full of water forever. So this does a 3x3 space. You can kind of see it, the 3x3 space. And it does water the things around it. It's just not nearly as fast as some of the other ones. You can see that one growing already. And there we go. So that took about 20 seconds or so to grow that, but it's still very, very handy compared to just waiting for it to grow naturally. Other handy tool that you're going to need is soil. Later on, you're going to want to upgrade your soil to at least Inferium soil. And it's really easy to do, but then you can upgrade it to the really amazing Insanium soil, and it grows a lot faster. But Inferium soil, being that it's better than regular dirt, it makes the ground grow a lot quicker. And to get that, you just need regular dirt and some Inferium. And what you do is you stick the soil in your crafting table, you stick your hoe in your crafting table, and you stick your Inferium essence in your crafting table, and you go bam. And that's it. You use a little bit of your hoe, not a big deal, but then you have Inferium earth to plant with. So let me go ahead and remove this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it doesn't look like the regular soil. It's got this weird green tinge to it. But this stuff what it'll do is it'll allow you to get seeds, and it'll allow you to get some of that essence that we talked about earlier. This stuff here, the mystical fertilizer essence, not the actual this one, the fertilized essence. It'll allow you to get that. So that's pretty cool. There's a chance of dropping, like there's like a 10% chance of dropping it or something like that. I can't remember, to be honest. But nonetheless, it helps grow that stuff, and it'll help drop seeds. There's like a 10% chance of it dropping a seed. So that way you can grow your garden a lot faster if you have this soil. And the Inferium soil is actually really cheap because you already have Inferium. Another thing to help grow these, and it's absolutely not necessary, but it does make it grow a little bit quicker, are these guys here. They're Inferium growth accelerators, and they're okay. They do an okay job. It does help the plants grow a little bit quicker. The range of these goes a lot further depending on the accelerator that you're making. So you can make a bunch of these Inferium ones, and it's going to be just as good as the Supremium one doing a 60x60. You could just make 5 of those and you're good to go. And it's hella cheaper than trying to make one of these even. So I would rather just make a bunch of these. It's a waste of diamonds to me, but it does help a little bit if you're trying to wait for this garden to grow in standard form like this. If you're not waiting for it to grow the other means I'm going to show you guys in just a second. And weapons. You're doing the same thing. You're taking a diamond sword and you're going to upgrade it to an insanium sword the same way you're going to do armor over there. All these different weapons here, or tools and weapons here, go the same way that the armor does. So that's the armor aspect of things, and it's probably the best portion of this game. Now, if you want unlimited materials, like, say, diamonds, I'm going to show you guys that in a little bit. I like to mix this mod specifically with two mods, either iron chests or storage drawers. And these botany pots self-grow. You can see that? And then it dumps into these hoppers. These hoppers dump into this chest and then dump into this chest. That way, when this chest fills up, I still have a backup chest to use. This is a fairly inexpensive build. Let me show you as far as... the crystal chest can be a little expensive, but not too bad. Botany pots. They require terracotta, 5 pieces of terracotta, and a flower pot. Which 5 pieces of terracotta is... what is that? 20 pieces of clay. Because it's 4 pieces of clay to make 1 terracotta, then you bake it. And then 3 pieces of terracotta... 3 pieces of clay make 1 flower pot, and that makes a botany pot. Then you put a botany pot on top of a hopper, and you get yourself a hopper botany pot. And that's what we have here. These are self-hoppered botany pots. So they grow, and then it pops off into this hopper. I know it's a little bit of it's a little expensive in the sense you need a lot of iron, but there's plenty of iron in this world. I promise you, you're going to find so much material, you're going to be just fine. And then it dumps into a chest. You can just do a regular chest. It doesn't have to be this, or a double chest. And that dumps into a hopper into another crystal chest. Or, like I said, you can just do a regular double chest and it'll be fine. This automates your system. That way you can kind of make this a big old string of it around, and you can use a very small portion of farm, and you don't have to worry about doing anything. You can just kind of just walk away and do other stuff around your house while this takes care of itself. Again, I only have 4 of these things, and they've been running about an hour. And it's got about that. I don't have to do anything. And see what I'm saying? With the better soils, you get this fertilized essence, and you're getting seeds. So now you can take those seeds and actually grow more of these botany pots, or you can also do an additional farm just like this, which I have usually, because I don't like to tear down my farm after I start it. So I'll usually leave my farm while I still set this up. So that way I can go grab material if I need it really quick, if I used it all up. Anyway, so that's that. That's my automation. It's really simple. You just point each hopper into the next hopper, into a chest, and then into the other chest. See how I have these just dumping into a regular double chest. With regular soil, this is with inferium soil, with only 1 piece right there, and it's still generating a good deal of material for us here. This is 4 times the plants with better soil, so it's going to grow faster. It does a better job, but nonetheless, this still does a fantastic job at growing what you need. Now, what if we want to grow different things like diamonds and wither? Yeah, we can do that too. So in order to get different materials that are animal based, to get things that are a soul from something, you need to be able to grow a soul of, like, say, a wither. You want to get a wither skeleton, you're going to have to do this method here. We're going to need to get some soulium dust, or some soul dust. We need to go into the nether and find soulstone. And when we chip up soulstone, just like we do with regular stone, it turns into cobblestone. Except for here, it turns into soulstone cobble. So in order to get that back into soulstone, you need to cook it. Throw it in a furnace, and it'll cook and turn into soulstone cobble. Then you take that soulstone, and then you cook that, and it turns into smooth soulstone. Then you take that and you cook it again, and it turns into soul dust. And what you need the soul dust for is to make these soul jars. To make soul glass, for the soul jars, you need 4 soul dust. Around 1 piece of soul glass gives you 1. So you need 12 to make 1 jar. You need 48 to make 4 jars. You have to make 4 jars, and I'll show you guys why in a second. Then you also need a soulium ingot, which is the same thing, a prosperity ingot that we made before, which is a piece of iron surrounded by 4 prosperity shards. And then you take a soulium dust, which you chip up from this stuff here. It looks like this in the nether. It's around all the soul stone. It's kind of buried in there, and you get a decent amount of soulium dust from breaking one of those pieces. I think you get anywhere between 2 and 4 pieces of soulium dust for breaking 1 piece of soulium ore. So then you take 2 of those and you surround it, and you get a soulium ingot. You surround those like this. You take the 3 pieces of glass and you put 1 Soulium ingot on top, and it gives you a soul jar. You need 4 of these jars. So now you have your 4 jars. What do we fill them with? Well, we got to fill them with creatures' souls. You're only looking for 1 soul of one type of animal or one type of mob, right? So in order to do that, we need to kill them with a Soulium dagger. I know it sucks, but you have to do it. If they're a bad mob, who cares? We're going to kill a bad mob anyway. So you're going to take 2 pieces of Soulium dust, this stuff right here from the Soulium ore, and 2 pieces of Soulium ingots, which we make right here. So you're going to need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of Soulium dust, 2 iron ingots, and then an iron sword, and it makes you this Soulium dagger. Now we take the Soulium dagger with the soul jar, and we go and kill something. Like for instance, here we have, these are full of wither skeleton essence or souls. Each jar has to be 10 of those souls. So you need 40 total mobs killed. I'll show you what I mean. We're going to go kill right now. I think I have it in peaceful, so I don't have any bad mobs right now. So it's going to be a soul of something good, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. We have to do it. I don't have bad mobs on because it's on peaceful. But whatever mob you kill with a Soulium dagger is what that jar is going to fill up with. Once it starts filling up with that mob, though, you can't switch it. So you got to be really careful what you kill with this sword. So I'm going to go once, and then you're going to look in here, and it's got 1.5 sheep out of 10. So I only need to kill a few sheep. I think I only need to kill like 7 in order to get this full. Yeah, that's 3. I don't need to kill very many sheep in order to get this thing full. Let's see here. Not that I want a sheep plant, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, this is almost full. It's got 9. We just need 1 more sheep, and this one will be full. So you're going to see here, this is full. 10 out of 10. So I need to go kill another, 8 sheep in order to fill that up. But I'm not going to do that because I'm just kind of proving a point. This is if you go down into the nether and you kill 40 wither skeletons and you get this set of soul jars, right? Now, how do we turn that into a wither seed is what you need to do in order to grow it. And you can see here we have a bunch of ender seeds and wither seeds and blaze seeds that are kind of staring at us all creepily. They're actually kind of cute, to be honest. I don't know. So what we do here is really simple. You need 4 pieces of supremium. I know it's kind of expensive, but you need 4 pieces of supremium, your soul jars, and a Soulium based seed, which is really easy to get because what you need to do with this is you take a seed, instead of wrapping it in Inferium, we wrap it with 4 prosperity shards, and it gives us a prosperity seed. Then we take the 1 prosperity seeds and we put it side by side like this. All right, so we take our 1 set of regular standard seeds that we get out in the world, we wrap that with prosperity shards, and we get our prosperity seed. We take our prosperity seed and we put 2 pieces of Soulium dust next to it. Not the soul dust, but the Soulium dust, and that gives us a soul seed base. So now we take our soul seed base, our soul base seed, and we're going to set this up. Now this looks daunting. What is this craziness? Actually, this is really, really cheap to make. It's just a bunch of stone and gold and a red carpet. See, these little ones are really simple to make. It's just 1 piece of gold on top, 2 pieces of regular stone, and 2 pieces of red carpet on the sides. And then you need 8 of those total. So that's 8 pieces of gold and 16 pieces of stone and 16 pieces of red carpet. The altar is really easy too. It's 2 pieces of gold on top, 4 pieces of stone, and 3 pieces of red carpet, and it makes this altar. It's really cheap to make. It's just going to cost you a little bit of gold. 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of gold. Not too bad for something that's going to be really, really magical in just a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our supremium, and we're going to put that in the plus manner, like so. And then we're going to take our jars of soul essence, whichever soul it is. This one happens to be wither. Bam. And bam. And then we're going to take our Soulium base seed and put 1 right in the center. I almost forgot. I believe this takes a piece of redstone underneath it to operate. So now we're going to take our soul jars and put those in the X manner, and our Soulium or our supremium in the plus manner, and put one soul jar in the center. There we go. Yeah, it did need the redstone to operate. My bad. All right, so there we go. One redstone block, and now we have ourselves a wither skeleton seed. How freaking cool is that? So we can remove one of those and go bam. If we take this piece of bone and we put it in the center and we wrap that with 4 pieces of soul dust, we get something called a blank skull, which doesn't sound very interesting, except when you take the blank skull and you wrap it with 4 pieces of this. Remember, you already killed 40 wither skeletons, so you want more. You want to get more of these things, so you're gonna get a wither skeleton skull out of that. How freaking cool is that? So you get a wither skeleton skull out of 8 pieces of that stuff. So it'll come in very, very handy once you kill 40 wither skeletons, because you may not get enough heads even out of those. Okay, so now we've killed mobs and we're growing mob essences here in our little garden. Fantastic. But now what if we want to grow diamonds? Diamonds are a lot easier than the mob portion of things. If you want to grow diamonds or emeralds or anything along those lines, it's really freaking simple. You just need, and this is what it generates. 9 diamond essences give you 1 diamond. To get a diamond seed, it is not as expensive, anywhere close. You just need a prosperity seed, which we made earlier, which was just the regular seed surrounded by 4 pieces of prosperity shard. And then we did the same thing in our little altar thing here, right? We did the diamonds in the plus pattern and the supremium in the X pattern. And then we take our prosperity seed and we stick it in the middle, and then there it goes. Look at that. Look at that. And you get yourself a diamond seed. So now we got ourselves a diamond seed, and you start planting it in your soil. And you can put it in your, like I said, you put it in your Ethereum soil so you can start doubling your seeds fairly quickly. And you end up getting this diamond essence. And then the diamond essence, take 9 of those. We have 15 of them, actually. It's pretty good. And we put them in this little pattern here, and we get a diamond. So you're growing diamonds. You're going to get endless freaking diamonds. So now you're growing diamonds, you're growing blaze, you're growing withers. This is fantastic. And it's auto growing. So that's going to be a fantastic little way of doing things if you happen to have those botany pots. Okay, so now we're growing diamonds, we're growing emeralds, you're growing whatever you want. You're going to have unlimited supplies. What else can we do with our armor? Well, you can put buffs on your armor by getting something called augments. And this is a really simple format. Your main goal is to get to at least Supremium armor, but you'd love to get to Insanium armor. But Supremium armor, let's grab this. We're just going to grab the chest plate, okay? Grab just the chest plate. If you want to be able to fly in survival. In order to do that, you need this little table here. It's called a tinkering table, and it's really easy to make. It's 7 pieces of stone surrounded by 2 solium dust, and it gives you this tinkering table. Then we need to make these things called unattuned augments. And we put 3 iron down the middle, and then we do the 6 right there, and it gives us this unattuned augment. Now, in order to get flight, you need to get nether stars. So this part right here of getting the withers is very, very important, because you're going to need the heads to go get yourself at least 4 wither bosses, and then make yourself some witherproof glass so you could go and kill said withers. Make this unattuned, or make this attuned flight augment. So we're going to take these 4 pieces of Supremium. We're going to put those in the X pattern. And we're going to take our nether stars that we acquired so graciously from killing those dang wither bosses. And we're going to take our unattuned augment and slap it right in the center. And it's going to make this. Bam. Look at that. All right. We grab that. And we're going to go to our tinkering table. We're going to put our 1 piece of Supremium chest plate in there. And this only unlocks 1 augment. So once you get to Insanium, it unlocks 2, which is kind of nice. So then you put that in there, and now it has flight on it. And then you can take this and put it on, put it on you, and you can fly. So we're in survival, and we can fly. Check this out. This is great. Because of this armor, it allows us to fly. So that's a fantastic feat for this game. It helps out greatly once you're at this point. You're pretty much invincible, because you can fly around different mobs and kill them pretty easily. Yeah, dudes, that's basically the gist of it. The only other thing that I do remember is that there are these furnaces that cook really, really fast. The soulstone, this is how fast it cooks in on a regular furnace. Pretty slow. This is in an inferium furnace. A little bit faster. This is in a prudentium furnace. Not too bad. A tertium. That's much better. That's when things start to get really good. Look at that. That's insane. Look how fast that went for the Imperium. Supremium. It's freaking nuts. And then Insanium. Check this out. It's instant. I can stick that whole thing in there and it's instant. Oh man. And look how much material it used. It used 1 coal for the whole thing. Okay, so the recipe for those is 14 pieces of each material in order to get that furnace. But look at this. That furnace is insane. I mean, that's pretty fast. I'd have to say that's really quick. It's one every like half a second. Anyways, dudes, I hope you guys enjoyed. That's the gist of mystical agriculture and all these magical crops that we're making. I love this mod. If there are mods that you guys want to hear about or see how to use, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to put those on my list. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, let me know by smashing that like button down below. And if you're at all new to this channel, if you guys can click that subscribe button, it helps the channel out a great deal. And while you're at it, if you click the little bell, that stupid little bell, it turns on notifications and it lets YouTube to do that to know when we upload our next video. Till next time, guys, see ya.